Hi everyone, my name is Eva Dormusi. I originally come from Greece. I work in Italy now. This is a brief CV. I did my PhD in Munich, then spent some time in France, and through Greece I ended up in Pisa, where I'm now assistant professor. I like MHD simulations. I very much like the interstellar medium, in particular magnetic fields. I have recently become interested in cosmic ray propagation, and especially how strong bends in the magnetic field can lead to strong acceleration or trapping of the cosmic rays. And that's it from me. We can move to the next participant.
So, hello everyone. I'm Aurélien Piluzos. I'm a first year of PhD in Observatoire de Paris, so in Paris. And I'm mostly specified in radiative transfer, quantum mechanics, and deep learning in general. Here are some of my results. I'm preparing a publication which I'm going to publish maybe next month. I'm working on PDR, so it's in the first step of the stellar formation. So when we have still the molecular cloud, which is collapsing, and the interaction with the massive stars all around. And I think it's good for 1 minute.
Plenty of time.
Hi everyone, I'm Elisa Lentini, a first year PhD student from Italy. I study diffuse emission of the galactic center and the galactic disk in X-ray data. And in particular, I'm interested in the interstellar medium, so its thermal structure and composition, and the relationship between him and the circumgalactic medium and the galactic corona. To do that, I analyze spectra in the X-ray band, so from the Rosetta and XMM telescope.
So, hello, I'm Guillaume, also from Paris, so I'm first year PhD student. So I just put a nice image on what I've done already, so removing big diffraction spike from web images. So if you have web images with big diffraction spikes and you want to remove them, just speak to me. But no, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm trying to modeling supernova remnants. So you have an example of supernova remnants, not my work, real images. But what I'm doing is I'm recreating the Milky Way. I'm using shock models to recreate the propagation of supernova remnants, and I'm trying to understand the impact on our galaxy. So this is my job.
Hello, everyone. My name is Laurin Söding from RWTH Aachen in Germany. So far, first I'm a PhD student in my final year. I should actually be writing my thesis right now, but I'm here, so happy about that. So far, I've been mainly working in galactic cartography, building 3D maps of the interstellar medium of the Milky Way. And I've also been using a lot of statistical methods, namely Bayesian inference in very high dimensional parameter spaces.
Hello everyone, so I'm Antoine, teaching in Marseille, in Toulon actually, recently. So I teach data science in many fields, and I've been fitting some lines with Jérôme and Marivonne in the host head, and trying to estimate the volume density and kinetic temperature, basically.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Emmanuel Darsois from the Institut des Sciences Moléculaires d'Orsay. I'm a CNRS researcher working on the physicochemistry of the interstellar medium, both galactic and extragalactic, but mostly galactic. On the right is how I look in the visible and in the infrared. because this is one of my favorite wavelengths of interest, but I'm interested in all wavelengths. I also work on circumstellar disk and protostellar nebula, and doing lab experiments about dust in general, solids in particular, doing also astronomical observations and dust models. And I guess that's it. It's raining.
Having me advertise my ring.
Hello, everybody. I am Donatella Romano. I'm working at the Astrophysics and Space Science Observatory in Bologna, Italy. It's a part of the National Institute for Astrophysics. And what I do is theoretical modeling of the chemical evolution of galaxies. So basically, I build codes in my computer, but I enjoy working in collaboration with people determining the abundances of different chemical elements in the stars, in molecular clouds, so I'm very interested in what you can teach me about the interstellar medium, and I hope that the comparison with my model can be useful to you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lean. I'm a third-year PhD student at New York University. I did my courses in New York, and now I'm doing my research in Abu Dhabi. I work on simulations, specifically galaxy formation and evolution. We test different dark matter models like cold dark matter, fuzzy dark matter. We have also hydrodynamical simulations, including stellar and AGN feedback. And we are working on running high-resolution simulations and high redshifts.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ali Abdou, and I'm working at the Institut des Sciences Moléculaires d'Orsay, just next to Paris. My scientific interest, okay, are mostly the interaction of cosmic rays with interstellar dust. From one part, it's with the dust themselves, and the other part is the ices that grow on the interstellar ice dust. And to do so, we do laboratory experiments in order to simulate this effect, and this is like a nice picture of the analogs of dust that we create in the laboratory. And I'm also interested in the interstellar medium chemistry and some observational chemistry.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anna McLeod, and I have not had coffee yet, so talk to me after the coffee break. I'm an associate professor at Durham University in the UK, but originally from Switzerland. I'm interested in everything massive stars, how they form, where they form, how they evolve, and most of all, how they influence galaxy evolution from small scales to large scales. I'm an observer, so if this is something that you simulate, come and talk to me after coffee.
So hello again, everyone. So I'm Frédéric Galliano. So I work essentially the ISM of nearby galaxies. I'm also interested in Bayesian methods, so I wrote a Bayesian SD code that I'm using a lot in my project. So I'm interested overall in understanding dust evolution in the different galaxies to really have a global understanding of cosmic dust evolution. So I work at Saclay, I forgot to say that. And so I'm organizing the summer school.
I don't know. I will try. No, don't think it's an ice cream. It's not a good idea. We want you to be safe.
Hi, I'm Lori Porter. I'm a PhD student at Columbia University in New York City, in the United States. I'm broadly interested in galactic outflows, galaxy formation, star formation, lack of star formation. I do most of my work in simulations. I've done my work on Fire 2, ENSO, very recently at RAPO, and some observations of high velocity clouds.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ziming Peng from Chinese University of Hong Kong. The coming year, I'm the fourth year PhD student, and I work on metallicity calibration and some scaling relations, both using the SDSS4 manga data. It is an optical view. And I'm also interested in the galaxies quenching mechanism and other gas properties in the galaxies. Yeah, and nice to meet you all.
So, good morning, everyone. My name is Simon Glover. I'm a staff scientist at the Institute for Theoretical Astrophysics in Heidelberg in Germany. And I work on molecular cloud formation, stellar feedback, astrochemistry, related topics, and mostly with the help of large numerical simulations, which is what I'm going to be talking about in my lecture later this week.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alejandra Lugo. I am postdoc at UNAM Ensenada. My scientific interests are H2 regions and the diffuse Arrhenius gas, chemical composition of the interstellar medium, and the star formation and different environments. During my PhD, I work with extragalactic H2 regions with MUSE data, and now I work with the Magellanic system with a local volume mapper data. Thank you.
Hello there, I'm Maddalena Barile. I'm 23 years old, and currently I am a master student in astrophysics and cosmology at the University of Genoa, where I completed my first year of a master. And I also hold a bachelor degree in physics from the same university with thesis on atmospheric optics. My main scientific interests are in the generation of realistic galaxy images from data simulations as Illustris TNG, but also I did a small study on Blazar and their sets, and I'm fascinated by it. I know less about the coevolution of AGNs and their host galaxy.
Hello everyone, I'm Devismita Panda and I'm a second year PhD student at the lab Urdu. So my thesis mainly focused on astrochemistry in short. I work on hot cores in Cygnus X and we take the data from nascent star/program. More about it, we can talk later. And so it's basically NOEMA data. And we are interested in about the influence of physical and chemical processes on the formation and evolution of complex organic molecules. So we do both continuum analysis and spectral analysis. So that's it. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tabishi, and I'm here from McMaster University in Canada. I'm interested in connecting large scale, so specifically the environments we find galaxies in, to the small scale physics happening in the interstellar medium. So I'm particularly interested in self-regulated models of star formation. So the idea that the pressure in the interstellar medium balances with the weight of the interstellar medium, and then this determines molecular gas properties, star formation properties. So if you're interested in this or not, come say hi.
Hello, I'm Vanya, whom name you can see on the slide. I'm interested in stellar feedback at small scales. In particular, I study nearby galaxies, which PANS project and beyond of that. For now, I study dust morphology in nearby galaxies, so I evaluate morphology with time. And regarding my master thesis, we just recently published a very nice a very nice study about nearby galaxy GC2366 with a superstar cluster and very large outflow, like 1 kiloparsec scale, and it's still nearby, and it's still dwarf galaxy. So very interesting object.
So, hello everybody, I'm Leo. I'm a first year PhD student at CEA Paris-Saclay, and I'm mainly interested in dust properties and dust evolution in nearby galaxy. And for now, I've been especially working on the LMC and especially on the photoelectric efficiency in the LMC and in this region.
Hello everyone, I'm Saurav, and I am a PhD student from TFA Mumbai. My scientific interest is studying high mass star formation in hub filament system and in different environments. For example, inner and outer galaxy environments. For this, we use spectral line data, particularly CO isotopologous and SCO plus, N2H plus, etc. We also use radio data to understand the embedded star and S2 regions formed by it. And we also complement it with far infrared data from Herschel, etc. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning. So I'm Patrice Tollet from Aix-Marseille University. So I'm interested in the extragalactic medium and its link to the galaxy evolution, especially galaxies in the early universe. And I'm also interested in the microphysics and laboratory experiments. So what I'm trying to do is to transform simple pictures like the Kirchhoff law, continuous emission, absorption, and discrete emission, into complex spectra of galaxies, working on SED fitting code called Stigal in Marseille.
Hi, my name is Zoraida, and I'm a second-year PhD student at the University of Texas at Austin. Before that, I did my bachelor's at East Texas A&M University. I'm primarily interested in using UV and optical spectroscopy to study the chemical composition and ionized gas properties in galaxies, and in particular, how those properties evolve with redshift. I'm currently between projects. The project that I was just working on is looking at the impact of extreme densities on these ionized gas properties. And what I'm going to be working on is the carbon to oxygen abundances in the Class E galaxy.
Is there a girl? Okay. So let's move on. No? Oh, yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Adeline Paiement. I'm an associate professor at the University of Toulon. I'm in a computer science laboratory, but I have kind of a mixed background because I studied astrophysics before going to the AI community to learn about their methods, specifically the computer vision and machine learning. So now I'm still across the two fields, and my research is about developing AI and learning methods that are specifically designed for the astrophysics data.
So, hello everyone, my name is Hao Zhang, and I'm the first year PhD student at Masai working with Patrice. And currently we are working on like adding Asian contribution into the SED feeding code Sigal to derive like the properties of those Asian hosted galaxies and study the effects of the X-ray and the UV spectrum of the Asian accretion disk and the corona region on the galaxy emission lines. So I'm particularly interested in the multi-wavelength analyzation and the simulation of those high-rate shaped galaxies to study their evolution, and also like the application of data analyzing and machine learning in astrophysics. Thank you.
In the document, are we like halfway or more? Something. Okay. Okay. Sorry.
I can speak quicker. Hello everyone, I'm Simon. I'm a second year PhD student from Germany, University of Cologne. I'm a recovering X-ray astronomer actually. I did most of my work in the bachelor and master on eROSITA data, radio mode AGN feedback, and I like the radio parts so much that now I do mostly sub-millimeter stuff. A lot of ionized carbon, what's commonly maybe would be called like the bubbles and evolution of bubbles within these. And on the right, you can see that we also do dedicated comparisons to other MHD simulations. And besides that, I'm also heavily involved in the CCAT FEAST telescope. So that's an upcoming telescope which will do atomic carbon, and it's currently being built in Chile. And yeah, that's it.
Morning, everyone. My name is Pierre Palud. I'm a postdoctoral researcher. I'm a statistician originally, not really an astrophysicist, I must admit. I graduated in 19 with a major in statistics and machine learning, then worked in the private sector for a year and a half as a data scientist, and then came back to the academia in order to make a PhD with the Observatory of Paris that happened to be on astrophysics and the interstellar medium. And now I'm lucky enough to be a postdoc researcher at the Astroparticle and Cosmology Laboratory in Gravitational Waves. My main interest in research is Bayesian inference methods applied to really concrete cases, so molecular clouds and gravitational waves. And if the figure on the left looks fancy to you, come and be interested in the class for Bayesian inference. See you later.
Hello, I'm Jérôme Petit. I've started my PhD long ago, and now I'm a staff astronomer at IRAM. My science interest is ESM in general, from far away, high redshift galaxies to star and planet formations. Those days, I'm trying more to work on molecular clouds. So this is Orion B and nearby galaxies. This is a survey of forms done with ALMA. And I'm also interested into single dish interferometry data reduction, statistic, and machine learning.
Hello, my name is Guillermo, and I'm a first-year PhD student at the Universidad Complutense in Madrid, in Spain. My main scientific interests are the galaxy evolution, in the interstellar medium and studying chemical abundances with integral field spectroscopy data from the Metal Things survey. Right now, I'm in between two projects. The one I just finished studies the metal content and the metallicity gradients in a sample of 25 galaxies from the Metal Things survey. And the one I'm going to be starting right after the school is about the study of H1 holes in a sample of galaxies and studying their star formation rates and chemical abundances in the outskirts of these holes.
Hello, everyone. My name is Maria. I am a first-year PhD student at Universidad Complutense. During my first year of PhD, I mainly developed code, adding new steps to data reduction pipelines, and my science is about nearby low-mass, high-star formation galaxies, which may behave as the first galaxies of the universe. And my data belongs to Dwarfs for Mosaic project, which will be useful for future surveys for the Mosaic instrument in the Future Extremely Large Telescope.
Hello everyone, I'm Vasant. I'm a PhD student at Scholar Normale. I'm from India, but I'm working with Eva on MHD simulations, one of the 4 people who is interested in those. Yeah, before this, I was working a little on synchrotron emission from nearby galaxies to study their magnetic field structure in Bhubaneswar, India. That's it about me. I guess there are a few more images that come in. Yeah.
Innovative.
Hello everyone, I'm Ryusei Kano from Japan, and it's Nagoya University, and I'm a first year of my PhD student. And my main study is about high redshift galaxies, redshift 8, and galaxy evolution, chemical evolution, and I make a detailed dust evolution model to reproduce high redshift galaxy and reproduce observational data. And I sometimes study about cosmology. Nice to meet you, thank you. And my purpose is here to make 100 friends here. Thank you.
Some more people. Okay. So the last one before break is.
Hello everyone, I'm Nicolas Brosseau, second-year PhD student in Besançon, and I am working on modeling optical properties of carbonaceous nanoparticles, including soot and PAH, thanks to the dynamic atomic dipole interaction, the DADI model, and that has the specificity to compute optical properties from atomistic informations, so more accurate than DDA because we don't use refractive indices. So that's all. Thanks.
Sorry, so we're finishing now, but apparently we have a full hour, so let's get going.
Hello, everyone. My name is Theodoros Topkaras, or you can call me Tio. So my main interests, I started this research career by studying molecular gas and using C1, CO, and C+ to study the star formation and the molecular gas, the molecular content of galaxies. And now I'm more interested into cosmic rays and how these cosmic rays can interfere with the structure and the chemistry of the PDRs by using this code that is called Cosma Tau that we have recently updated and to incorporate basically the attenuation, the so-called attenuation of cosmic rays into the code. And now I'm basically studying that. Yeah. That's it.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Taishi, and as you realized, I'm working on the University of Korea as well. So I'm from Japan. Then I'm employing the flash code to simulate the star forming region and to investigate how the episodic outflow affects on the cell migration and the cluster forming. So then I'm currently working on the zoom-in simulation right now. Yes, thank you for listening.
So my name is Lily Coleman. I'm a final year master's student at the University of Vienna, which also makes my CV very short because I did my bachelor's at the same university. And I'm working on the identification of so-called superclouds in the Milky Way, which we want to connect to the namesakes of these, which are found in the Milky Way and external galaxies. So if you know anything about superclouds, let me know. And I'm very looking forward to learning about things that are further away than just a few kiloparsecs away from the sun.
Hi everyone, I'm Nele Stachlis. I'm a barely second year PhD student at the ARP in Germany. And I'm mostly working on numerical galaxy simulations. I'm very interested in making my galaxies soon run in a cosmological volume. Yeah, that's everything.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Xin Yue, and I'm originally from China, and I'm now a first year PhD student in Heidelberg University, Germany. And right now I'm working on the AOMC and trying to quantify the ISM physical properties and trying to connect them with the GISM3, the cloud lifetime scale. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. I am Ishan Moli Ghosh from the Kaptein Astronomical Institute in the Netherlands. I mainly study stellar feedback from massive stars. I use far infrared observations of C2 and N2 emission lines. And I study structures such as PDRs, H2 regions, and bubbles in the ISM. My current project is studying W43 mini starburst cluster in the galaxy. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Caterina Bracci, a first-year PhD student at the University of Florence. And my interest and work is based on machine learning and deep learning applications to the study of the ISM spectra. So I did recently worked on a neural network classification of spectra from emission line regions, as you can see in the plot on the left. And now I'm working on other deep learning methods like simulation-based inference with invertible neural networks to infer the ionized ISM parameters from photoionization models.
Hi, everyone. I'm Bianca, another PhD student from Florence. I mainly work on high redshift galaxies. In particular, I studied the ionized ISM physical and chemical conditions, combining JWST near spectroscopy and photoionization modeling. I really hope to have the opportunity to interact with you for more than a few seconds. So see you around.
Hi, I'm Hansong Li, a second-year PhD student from University of Cologne. So I'm interested in magnetic field in star-forming regions. Right now, working on data combination of interferometric and single-dish radio observations to an ALMA large program ALMA call.
Hi everyone, I'm Vidhi. I'm a PhD student at University of Bologna, Italy. I mainly work on interstellar medium and nearby galaxies, focusing on dust and metal content.
My previous project was on dust heating mechanisms, so focusing on how far infrared emission is powered by young massive stars and old versus old stellar population. And I'm currently working on spatially resolved metallicity and dust to gas ratios. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Antonio and I am PhD student at University of Catania. My research project focusing on the study of elementary structure in our galaxy at radio wavelengths, in particular filaments in the Scorpio field, observed with FCAP survey at 944 MHz as a part of evolutionary map of the universe project. Probably, if there will be time, I don't know, the analysis will be extended to other wavelengths and to different regions in EMU project and the Milky Way.
Hello, my name is Ziqi Zheng, and I come from Shanghai Astronomical Observatory, and now I'm a visiting student in University of Cologne. So my scientific interest is about the high mass star formation, especially in the galactic center and astrochemistry and interstellar medium. And now I'm working on analyzing the dynamic properties of molecular clouds with molecular emission lines. I do Gaussian decomposition to molecular lines and extract the hierarchy structure of molecular clouds and try to get some physical property of the molecular clouds by fitting the spectrum. Nice to meet you.
Hi, my name is Alina. I'm from Special Astrophysics Observatory in Russia, and I'm observer on the telescopes from middle to big size. And my scientific interest is AGNs. Now I'm studying a fading activity from AGNs, so how they interact with interstellar or intergalactic medium. And my previous research was aimed to explore the central engine of AGNs by polarization. So if you want to talk about polarization or optical spectrum, I'm very open-minded. So nice to meet you all. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Mahbub Ahmed from Ethiopia. Currently, I work as an associate researcher at Space Science and Geospatial Institute. Some of my scientific interests are galaxy formation and evolution, and I especially love to studying about active galactic nuclei and some star formation rates and feedback. My current project focuses on the chemical abundance of type 2 AGN in different environments, and this graph is my derived parameters. Oxygen abundance, nitrogen abundance, and ionization parameters. And I'm comparing this with other galaxy properties. Thank you.
Everyone, I'm Akash Gupta from University of Cologne. I'm working on post-processing of MST simulations with Peter Schilke. Earlier I worked on star clusters and mid-infrared data from Spitzer in my master's in ESO. And these are some of the plots of some of the abundances of some molecules which I produced during my work, which is still going on. So yes, nice to meet you. And, yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Vishalika Sharma. I'm a master's student at the University of Cologne, Germany. Some of my research interests are galaxy evolution and local universe, multi-wavelength observations of the ISM, star formation efficiencies, and molecular gas in galaxies. So I tried a couple of things before finally setting my heart on nearby galaxies. I tried modeling binary stars, integral field spectroscopy, and studying OPA clusters with Gaia data. But my very recent project was working on the hot core of this filamentary structure called the G327. So I did a spectroscopic analysis using the ALMA data in band 6. I used XLAS and CARTA to extract the spectral data and try to understand the chemical composition of the hot core. I'll be starting my thesis right after the summer school ends at the Max Planck Institute of Radio Astronomy under Professor Dr. Emily Saint-Georges. I'm really excited to be here and learn from all you experienced people. Thank you very much.
But then, a second-year PhD student at the University of Cologne in Germany. I did my master's research at the Max Planck Institute for Radio Astronomy on large-scale filaments in the outer galaxy, looking at the star formation activity and efficiency. And now my PhD, I moved on the very small scales with ALMA data, looking at high-mass star-forming regions in the outer galaxy. So I'm interested in star formation in low metallicity environments, also on stellar feedback and connecting the core, clump, and cloud scales. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lynn. I just finished my master's in Sweden, and I will be moving to Germany and starting my PhD there at the Max Planck Institute for Radio Astronomy in Bonn. And for my master's, I worked on spectral diagnostics of emerging star clusters in M51. And yeah, I'm excited to be here and meet you all.
Hi, everyone. My name is Hans Christian. I'm a second-year PhD student at the Max Planck Institute for Extraterrestrial Physics in Munich. My scientific interests are molecular gas filaments and, in extension, also the galaxy morphology and the galactic structure formation. Yeah, and down there you see some plots that I do, and like. Oh, that's a graph theoretical thing. So I put like a graph into the galaxy, and then you look at the graph properties of that graph and hopefully find out something about the galaxy.
Hi everyone, my name is Timon. I started doing astrophysics at the University of Cape Town, where I worked on identifying large-scale structure with a view to see how galaxies and filaments differ from galaxies everywhere else. And then I moved to something completely different at MPA Garten, where I'm looking at optical traces of gas in galaxies. So H alpha, of course, but trying to use sodium. So sodium has a fairly strong distiller component. There's a not cherry-picked at all example over there. But yeah, that's my work.
Hi, my name is Hannah Kojal. I'm a fourth-year PhD student at the University of California, San Diego. And my interests are in broadly the dust life cycle in the ISM, but more specifically polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, or PAHs. I'm mostly interested in photometrically mapping the 3.3 feature with JWST. So there's an example spectrum right there. And I've boxed in the 3.3 feature, and those are the 3 relevant filters that I use for continuum removal to isolate the 3.3 feature, which will give you a nice map like I've showed in the background across multiple galaxies in the FANG survey. And then I'm also interested in comparing these to dust models to measure the charge and size distribution of PAW populations. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Lindsay Hands. I'm also a student at the University of California, San Diego, also working with Karen Sandstrom. And I also study PAWs, or polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, but the 7.7 and 11.3 features, which can tell us about charge. Specifically interested in continuum removal from James Webb photometry in order to extract those PAW features specifically and study the ionization across the FANG survey. All right, thanks so much.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anikő, and I'm a master's student from Hungary. I have just successfully completed my first year. My interests are irregular galaxies, especially their structure and the star formation in them, stellar feedback and star formation regulation, interstellar turbulence. And my project focuses on dwarf galaxy DD43 and its atomic hydrogen line analysis from the little things data that you can see on the red plot, the hydrogen envelope around this. The turbulence and star there by analyzing Gaussians.
Hi, everybody. My name is Elise Clark. I am a 4th-year graduate student at the University of California, San Diego, working with Karen Sandstrom. And I did my undergrad at UT Austin, working on optical UV spectra. And now I'm working on a PDR, a photo dissociation region in the Small Magellanic Cloud, looking at atomic, molecular hydrogen, and CO. So we use JWST data and ALMA data. I'm interested in low metallicity environments and galaxy evolution. So if you are interested in any of this or like PDRs, come and talk to me, please.
Hi everyone, I'm Pietro, and I work as a researcher at the ENAF Arcieri Observatory in Florence, and in the adaptive optics group. My main work consists on the extremely large telescope M4 deformable mirror, which is the biggest ever built. But I also work on global clusters and internal dynamics to study the dynamical evolution of the systems. And recently on the BeanCat project, a very bad name, I am PI of it, which is the creation of a catalog of very close binary stars. So that's all.
Hi, I'm Felix. I'm a PhD student at TU Dortmund University in Germany. And yeah, I stayed at TU Dortmund for my career. And my experience is mostly in gamma astronomy with the MAGIC telescopes. But in my research, I look for diffuse emission that might be attributed to dark matter with gamma telescopes and radio observatories from dwarf spheroidal galaxies.
Hi, everybody. My name's Annie Hughes. I'm all that stands between you and coffee, if I understand. Is that right? I'm the last. I was the last this morning at 8:30 anyway, but so I did my studies in Australia. I'm Australian. I started a PhD in molecular gas in the Large Magellanic Cloud. Went on to do a postdoc with Eva Schinnerer, looking at the molecular gas again in M51. I took a short detour studying dust polarization using a balloon experiment named Pilot and I'm currently an astronomer at IRAP, where I'm also responsible for the DustM RAP analysis tool.
I'm not a morning person, but I'm Miriam. I'm your contact person for the CEO ladder project, at least for this week. Javier comes late next week. So I did my PhD with Javier, who is a teacher the second week. Then I moved as a postdoc to Florida, to the Gators land with Adam group, where I work in the detection of disks around high mass YSLs. But for part of my PhD, I also work in the Orion V program, mostly studying the HCN emission, and I'm in there sitting.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Laure Buscas. I did my PhD in Bonn at MPIFR, and now I'm a staff astronomer at IRAM. And my main interests are star formation with observations and astrochemistry. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lorenzo Evangelista. I'm a second-year PhD student at the IIP in Paris. And my work consists in disentangling different mechanisms of energy dissipation in HEN feedback environment. I do both observations, where we look into the center of this beautiful radio galaxy with GWST covering the infrared band. And we use HD lines, H2 lines as constraints to model emission from both jet-driven shocks and photodissociation from UV pumping.
That's all. Thank you, everyone, for being so brief. So we have extra time for coffee. There is more. Who did this? Who left a deceiving white slide? We have to wait for coffee. But it's worth it.
Hi, I'm Danielle Berg. I'm terrible at finding all my emails, so you should just talk to me in person. That's why I missed putting this in earlier. I'm an assistant professor at UT Austin, and before that, I did my PhD at the University of Minnesota. I actually taught at a small liberal arts college for years, a visiting physics faculty after that. I then did a postdoc at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee with Don Erb, and then was a fellow at the Ohio State University. And putting in my tenure package very, very soon. So I will hopefully be an associate professor very soon. Anyways, I study anything that has to do with spectra. I love studying star-forming galaxies and seeing what's happening in the interstellar medium. I started by studying detailed chemical abundances in my PhD, but now I do outflows, Lyman alpha, AGN, anything you want to do. I'm excited to learn from all of you.